Are you ready for more shit? I got more shit to tell you about. The new Schiit Ragnarok 2, and I like this thing. It's a stereo integrated amp, more or less similar to the original Ragnarok that came out in, what was it, like 2015, I think. And, but it's got a lot of, it's the same but different. It's one of those same but different. Price is different. It's actually less expensive. It's $14.99 for the basic all analog input version, and then you can buy it with an optional USB DAC and phono input, and then it's $17.99. So what does the Ragnarok, it's hard to say. What does the Ragnarok 2 sound like? It sounds like fun. It sounds like good shit. The original Ragnarok 4 years ago, I'm going on memory, was good. It did a lot of things, but it wasn't as much fun. It didn't have any get up and go. It wasn't an exciting amplifier. This one, Ragnarok 2, is. It's a fun amp. I listen to it a lot with Klipsch Forte 3's big horn speakers, very efficient. I played Led Zeppelin, the live one, Song Remains the Same, and How the West Was Won, at, well, I wouldn't say realistically loud volume levels, because that's definitely not my thing, but very loud volume, and I was in rock and roll heaven. That was just, that was so good. I also listened with KEF LS50s. I love that speaker, but if I was to say what I don't love about LS50s is that they're a little bland. I want more, I want something. And now with the Ragnarok 2, I had it. They were more vivid. They were more involving speakers being driven by Ragnarok 2. Now, unfortunately, I just don't have the Magnepan LRS, the little ribbon speakers, here right now. I'm going to get them back sometime. Sometimes I hope in 2019. But I can just tell the Ragnarok 2 and the Magnepan LRS will be magic together. They just seem like the right combination of things. Same for the Wharfdale Linton big box 3-way speaker, $1,200. Beautiful, beautiful box, gorgeous finishes. That Ragnarok 2 Linton, perfecto. But what I did here, and like I said, I spent a lot of time listening to this amp with those two speakers, LS50, Forte 3, and I was a happy, happy camper. I'm a critic. I think critically, and yet I had nothing to criticize. It was hard to take notes. I was just having too much fun listening to music. The Ragnarok puts out 60 watts channel into 8 ohms, 40 watts channel into 4 ohm speakers or loads, depending on how you want to look at it. But the other thing is, it is a hell of a headphone amplifier. Really, really, really superb. I imagine that some people who buy this thing will use it primarily as a headphone amplifier. It's that good. I use it with hard to drive headphones like the Hi-Fi Man Susvera. I use it with much easier to drive headphones like the Audeze LCD-X. Every time I go back to that headphone, I really, really like it. I forget how good it is. A bunch of different headphones. And the Ragnarok 2 just rocks out with all of them. It's all good stuff. Now, I used it with a Schiit Ragnarok digital converter as my primary converter when I was listening within my audio system. And when I listened on my desktop, I used the Ragnarok 2's USB input and had terrific results with that. And there I definitely used it mostly as a headphone amp. One of the things that's interesting about it is that it has 3 gain levels: low, very, very low gain, medium, and very high gain. Now all the specs, all the detail specs will be linked to directly below this video. In the description box, I will link to the Schiit website where you can get all that information if you need the nuts and bolts numbers. Now one design quirk, it's kind of weird that the Ragnarok 2 can be used as a preamp, and when I initially hooked it up as a preamp, and I had the cables going from the preamp outputs to, in this case, first a Schiit Agir power amp. Hooked it all up, played music, and heard nothing. Nothing was coming out of the speakers. I'm rechecking the cables, etc., etc., and I'm consulting the owner's manual. I get no clues there. Then I'm exchanging emails with Jason Stoddard from Schiit, and before he responded to me, I did figure it out because I plugged in headphones as I was hearing no sound coming out of the speakers. I plugged in headphones to make sure that the sound was actually going through the preamp. Plugged in headphones, yeah, I had sound, that's good. And then when I disconnected the headphones, I heard some sound coming from the speakers very quietly because the volume was turned down, very quietly. And then I turned it up and everything was fine. So the trick is that instead of having the output selector on speaker output, which you normally were expected to be because you were playing speakers through a separate amp in this case, I had to have the selector on headphone output, even though I was still going to be playing it over speakers. So talk about counterintuitive, it's very counterintuitive. So if you're not using a separate amplifier, none of this matters. When you're using the Ragnarok as an integrated amp, when you press the speaker selector, you'll hear sound coming out of the speakers. When you press the headphone selector, you'll hear sound coming from the headphones. Simple as pie. The volume control is a stepped attenuator, 128 step resistor ladder attenuator. So when you adjust the volume either on the Ragnarok itself or with the remote control, you hear it go click, 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 click as you're raising and lowering the volume. Some people might be put off by the little click sounds. They're not coming out of the speakers, they're coming out of the chassis itself. The remote is a little slab of solid aluminum. It's not heavy. If you dropped it on your toe, it wouldn't hurt, trust me. But it's a minimalist remote control. It has input selection, gain, the 3 levels of gain, volume obviously, and mute. So it does the basic job, and that works very well. I like it. The original Ragnarok, I was amazed that it didn't come with a remote, so at least this new one does. So nice people at Schiit. You fixed something. Thank you. The oversight was corrected in the new model 4 years later. Congratulations. I think it's staggeringly good. It's built like shit. It's very solid. It's designed and made in the USA. And all of the Schiit's products, certainly including Ragnarok 2, that the chassis is made in the United States, actually right near them. The transformers, power transformer is also made near them. The boards are stuffed in the United States. So the bulk of the things inside the Ragnarok 2 and most Schiit products, or maybe even all Schiit products, are actually made and assembled in the United States, if that matters to you. It's also nice that Schiit offers a 5-year warranty. Again, that's above and beyond most, especially nowadays. People's warranties seem to be going down in the years of coverage, while Schiit has started with 5-year warranties and still has 5-year warranties, not on all of its products, but on many. So I'm really happy about that. All in all, I'm really very, very, very happy with the sound of the Ragnarok 2, the build quality of the Ragnarok 2, the touchy-feely aspects of using the product are first rate. The first Ragnarok was kind of weird in terms of the user interface of understanding where you were or what input was selected. All of that is corrected in the new model. It's much clearer. It's not perfect, but it's giant steps ahead of the confusion that the first model had. The first model, you didn't know what level of gain you were at. You didn't know what input you were on. It was just, you're sort of guessing all the time. This one takes a lot of that confusion away. So it's a huge improvement, and it has a remote control. Most people like remote controls. I don't mind getting up, changing the volume or changing the input. But hey, Schiit got their shit together. Now they include a remote control. Congratulations. I think my work here is finally done. If you like these videos, please, I urge you strongly, subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, by the way, at AudiophiliacMan. If you like the videos, again, give them a thumbs up, share them, like them, do all that social media stuff. If you've gotten this far in this video, check out my Patreon, which can be found at patreon.com/audiophiliac. Thank you so much for watching.